I don't think my opponent realized that I was going to hit them with Ogerpon. So maybe I can get a better start this time. Had a very bad streak of luck for the last, 3-ish games. I feel like I'm supposed to be going first with this deck because it is an evolution deck. Although going second and having access to supporters feels like it could be a much better idea. And if you choose to go first versus Raging Bolt Ogerpon, you get absolutely clapped. The ability for that deck to pull off the bibbity bobbity boo I attack turn 2 is unprecedented. Well, that's a lie. The only other time I've seen a deck that good at attacking turn 2 was Ross Cawthon's Turbo Roaring Moon EX. I can use Ultra Ball to discard Dragapult EX and Raging Bolt. I can grab an Ogerpon. Okay, this is actually looking pretty sick. Earthen Vessel. Get rid of Noivern EX. Maybe that's the secret, using Covert Flight versus the Raging Bolt matchup. The problem is, if they have Counter Catcher and stuff, like, you get bopped anyway. This is a little greedy. I'm going to take a Fire Energy here. So I can get the attach for turn and then just Teal Dance, rather than taking 2 grass. Yo, we got the follow from Senor Doom. Thank you and welcome in, Senor Doom. Okay, my hand is looking pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie. Omega punished for trying to take a Fire Energy and not just 2 grass so I can get 2 Teal Dances. Oh, my opponent's going for the call for family. You got Manaphy, homie? It doesn't matter. Oh, this is Pidgeot control. Okay. Celestial Roar, allowing me to discard the top 3 cards of my deck and attach any energy I find there to my Regidrago. Your turn. Okay. Man, this deck, it's so sick, but it doesn't do anything a lot of the time. Maybe I misplayed. Maybe I'm supposed to Ultra Ball for Mew EX or something. Or Cleffa. Put 2 energy here. 1 on Charizard EX. And they had the energy attack. Oh, God. Oh, no. That's a big boy. Okay, so I'm going to manually retreat the Regidrago V. And then I'm going to use Superior Energy Retrieval to get those energies back. And then I'm going to use Teal Dance. In order to draw 1 card. I draw 1 card from my deck, Kaiba. And then I'm going to attach this basic grass energy. And I'm going to hit this Myriad Leaf Shower for 360 damage. This is the jankiest matchup you're ever going to see today. Now, Ogerpon gets clapped by Entei V. And I still have nothing to do next turn. I don't think my opponent realized that I was going to hit them with Ogerpon. The Teal Dance manual attachment, so you always have Leaf Shower. What? It didn't knock out! I'm a genius! Hang on. Never mind. Get hit for weakness? Doesn't matter. How much do I hit you back for? 180? 180. Hang on a second. If I Teal Dance and manually attach plus 60, 240. Oh my god. So we Nest Ball for Mew EX. No. We Nest Ball for another Ogerpon. Then I Earthen Vessel to get rid of the basic Fire Energy. To get 2 Grass Energy. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel with this game. Ooh, there's Cleffa. Teal dance. I can't believe this worked. I'm just going to Energy Switch right now, I think. And then use Myriad Leaf Shower for 240 damage. This is the most damage Ogerpon has ever done in any game ever. Now my opponent gets to attack me with Radiant Charms. And I have to somehow find 2 more prizes. I could hit the sickest Phantom Dive here, though. I do have Prime Catcher. Alright, we got Mew EX in the mix. I can go for Nest Ball to get another Ogerpon. I'm going to Nest Ball and fail it so I can bench the Cleffa. And then Prime Catcher. So I can draw 3 cards. Ultra Ball. Okay, so Ultra Ball guarantees my Regidrago VSTAR. Yeah, it's lethal. Because then I can Legacy Star to get my Grass Energy back rather than going for Iono. What a ridiculous game. Okay, so we retreat. We do Legacy Star. So then we take the Grass Energy. Apex Dragon for Phantom Dive. Let's go! Teal Mask Ogerpon EX carrying versus Charizard. Going for the starting Bellowing Thunder was not the trick. Ideally, I think I need to get the Dragos set up and try to take out Ogerpons and smaller Pokemon that don't tax me as hard. Maybe like Phantom Dive, Phantom Dive, Phantom Dive kind of stuff. Where you aren't taking knockouts to turn on Sandy Shocks, but you're just setting up so many damaged Pokemon that your opponent doesn't really have anything safe that they can promote. And then you're starting to threaten like 2 prize turns. 4 prize turn, 6 prize turn sort of ideas. So I can nest for Drago V. And then Ultra Ball. Get rid of the boss's orders and the Energy Switch. I was actually going to get Cleffa, and I don't have Cleffa. It's in the prizes. It's like one of my only good plays this turn. I guess I can pick up Mew. The problem with the Raging Bolt being stuck in the active like this is Miraidon is just going to keep punching it over and over again. We'll grab Teal Mask Ogerpon and then draw 3 off restart. If I had Cleffa, what I would do is just use the switch to put Raging Bolt on the bench and Grasping draw this turn. But now I have to pivot. So I don't know if this is the new Iron Thorns build of the Iron Hands deck or not. Or if it's better to just play more traditionally. Taking a page from Raging Bolt's book and having a deck that just sets up very quickly, starts attacking you, accelerating energy, is generally a pretty strong position in a fresher meta, especially when you think other players are going to be overthinking their positions and their decks. you have a game plan that you can stick with. The Psychic Energy is rare. Usually those decks run it as a one of, but that does make me wonder if they're maybe running a different spread of future Pokemon rather than just going all in on the Iron Hands. Because they need to bench one more thing in order to actually peak accelerate energy to it. So off the Techno Radar, very surprising. It's not a massive threat to me, honestly. They could accelerate 2 lightning energies to the Miraidon. What? They must have misclicked. That's insane. I am completely floored. I have no idea what my opponent is doing. I can Teal Dance and attach Return onto the Ogerpon in order to just slap this Miraidon and call it a day. Once I get this Raging Bolt out of the active, that is. So we Teal Dance first. Because I discarded my switch last turn, and that's my only switch. So it's got to be Prime Catcher. I don't think I mind hitting an Iron Crown, though. Since they didn't accelerate any energy, it's almost like the Miraidon didn't do anything last turn regardless. So I'll go Drago. If I don't attack... No, I think I do want to. I've got an Energy Switch. I'm going to be putting this back in the deck with Iono. So I am just going to attach Return like this. And then Prime Catcher. I guess technically I should Prime Catcher and promote the Mew EX. Just in case I want to pivot and do something else. I'm going to Earthen Vessel away the Earthen Vessel. And get a Fire Energy for next turn. Thin out another energy from the deck. I can go for Legacy Star here. But I don't think there's really a need. Just going to use Myriad Leaf Shower. I'm so far ahead because my opponent didn't get another Pokemon to accelerate energy to. And then didn't accelerate energy at all. Iron Valiant. So it's a Tachyon Bits idea with Psychic Energy rather than going for Iron Hands or the Iron Leaves idea that I had been running. And that deck was okay. It's actually pretty strong into just the straight up Iron Hands version. You've got play into Charizard, but once Charizard started to fall off on the ladder and Chen Pao started to rise up, the matchup ended up being pretty bad for me. Well, there's Iron Hands. I could Iono them again. Got an Energy Switch. So I Earthen Vessel to discard Goodra. You get my Fire Energy to attach here. Then I can Teal Dance. Boss's Orders is cute. Just Energy Switch now. I'll Ultra Ball away these two in order to get another Drago V-Star. Then I'm going to Iono. Installing Unity free editor in the foolish hope that I might get more motivated to try and learn the skills to make a demo of the little Feather Knight inspired game I thought of and mentioned a few months back. It's always fun to tinker around with those sorts of things, so more power to ya. I think I'm just going to save the Legacy Star as like a Ghetto Starbirth to get the final attack. I could Teal Dance again, but I'm just going to go for Myriad Leaf Shower, I think. The damaged Raging Bolt is a liability for my opponent to take 3 prizes off of. I tried to make a little Feather Knight game. It was like a Ghosts and Goblins like. You know, like old games like Ghosts and Goblins and Castlevania where you can't control your jump arc in the middle of the air like a traditional Mario game, so it's a little bit more arcadey. I really liked that feel as a concept for the game. And I did a little bit of programming, and the first enemy, once I made sprites and I kind of got the movement for the main character down, I was trying to program the first enemy and I couldn't get it to work, and then I gave up. I wanted to make a game where Little Feather Knight waltzes around enemies using a range of abilities and special moves to survive and handle threats, with each ability being unlocked with a different type of feather. Oh, okay. Like a Hades or a Vampire Survivors kind of vibe. Oh, there's the jet energy. Oh, Lord, they're putting damage on my Drago. Now, they already manually attached the jet energy, so I think we're good there. So I've got to manually attach this grass energy to my active Drago V-Star if I don't find the energy switch. There's no... Oh, there's energy switch. Okay, so I'm in the clear. So I already used a Prime Catcher. Yeah, so I'm going to Legacy Star here to get Prime Catcher, and I'm going to knock out the Iron Valiant with Ogerpon. I'm going to take Prime Catcher and Energy Switch back. I'm going to use the energy switches now, of course, so they don't get, like, Iono'd or something. Wow. I thought I had the knockout. I need one more energy attached to the Ogerpon. A little bit of a miscalculation there. And then Bellowing Thunder for my final knockout. I have no clue yet. Maybe like a roguelike or a bullet storm scroller with a roguelike element in terms of skills unlocked. Yeah, definitely have fun with it. There's a lot of different programs for like making games like Unity and Godot. And I was using like free... It was like... It's RPG Maker. Some version of RPG Maker. It's called like MV Game Maker. Not Game Maker, the software, but it's some sort of thing that's attached to RPG Maker, where you can just use it instead of the standard idea is to make like platformers and stuff. This is a very cool concept, like the jet energies and the future booster capsules in order to get all of your pings with Iron Valiant. The issue is that for every 20 damage that Tachyon Bits does, Cobalt Command just does that naturally and passively, so you don't actually have to spend a card doing it. Could be a slow time skill with the Hummingbird Feather, Hawk Feather for a fast dash, Owl to make enemies not chase you for a few seconds because you're silent. Oh yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. Oh my god, they didn't even get the knockout? Brutal. So I have one boss's orders in here somewhere. So I guess I can try to look for it. I'm just going to use the town store to take a peek. Do I still have a boss in here? Yeah, I do. I've only got a few cards left, so I kind of don't want to research. But if my opponent Ionos again, then I only have 2 cards anyway. I guess I just Apex Dragon. for Phantom Dive. Very high chance that my opponent has switch carts. So I'm just going to put everything on the Iron Hands rather than trying to spread it around and play into their switch card ideas. With 2 Tachyon bits, my opponent will be able to knock out the Regidrago. But I think I'm still going to be safe beyond that. Yeah, they promoted the Iron Hands EX. They needed to promote the Iron Crown, right? And this is what I was talking about. The Iron Hands, the Iron Valiant idea for Future Box doesn't work. Because you have to do all of this really silly pivoting and waste a bunch of resources just to get a pittance of damage that doesn't really fix your math at all, because Cobalt Command, the damage boost from Iron Crown EX, naturally fixes that math for you. And I found this out very early on when I was testing Future Box. And it's to the point where, because you have to give up, 12 deck slots with switch carts and jet energy and yada yada just to make these Tachyon bits plays and put these weak Pokemon that don't really attack for you and are worth 2 prizes for the opponent into the deck, you're better off just running Miraidon EX and having something with higher base damage. Rather than fixing the math, you run something that can naturally hit those numbers. But yeah, that was the switch cart play I was trying to negate. My opponent can amp you very much here to take 3 prizes, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, you can see my opponent did a lot of cool stuff and was just fiddling around, but just gets beat up. Even by this kind of janky nonsense. Because now Ogerpon comes up to take the knockout. I am getting an appreciation for how much work Ogerpon does for this deck. And there's my boss's orders. Like I said, my opponent's got a neat concept, but you're just making the game harder for yourself. It's really unfortunate that the Iron Valiant, Iron Hands idea just doesn't work. The Laser Blade dealing 200 damage is cool with the help of Tachyon bits. You know what I mean? If Laser Blade was maybe only 2 energy, like 1 Psychic, 1 Colorless, and the active Pokemon had to already have damage on it as an additional thing to synergize, I could see this deck working a little bit more smoothly, so that Iron Valiant could actually be an attacking threat for the deck. But because it takes 3 energy to attack and it has to be double Psychic, it means you also have to run a ton of Psychic energy in your deck in order for this to be able to swing on anything at all.